So today we talk about the spiritual movement in India. So here, according to the historical context, we talk about the late Vedic age between 1000 to 500 BC. So there was some changes around 100 BC. Many small states uh, appear. And last time we talked about the 16 small state in the 600 500 BCE because of the growth in population in those non-part of India. So here we talk about the spiritual age between 6th century to 4th century BC. We have the influential thinkers like Buddha, Mahavira, uh, the leaders of Jainism, the Confucian who established Confucian theories and principle. And we have Lao Tzu, who later on was considered as the founder of Taoism, and the Socrates, Aristotle, Palo, and other Greeks. So uh, at the same time, there were new religions, a physical system, a Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, uh, Greek philosophy during those centuries. So here, when we talk about the transition to Hinduism, uh, so we know that Hinduism focused more on elaboration of caste system. That means they uh, developed the caste system into four types: uh, the priests, the ruling class, the merchants or farmers, and last one is the slave. And they talk about karma and transmutation of soul. Uh, but in the society in those times, there was some discussion with Brahman leadership in the tradition of Hinduism. It had the Bhagavad Gita, the Krishna, the Arjuna that we talked last time. So during those time, in the thought uh, somehow was unfold into two direction. The first one is the Hindu direction, Hindu tradition. The Veda is sources, and it accept as the authorities of the sacred teaching and view as the orthodox. The texts associated with Hinduism include Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, uh, Veda, Upanishad. As the first direction, and the second one is what we call the non-Hindu, which was viewed as the heterodox, like Buddhism and Jainism and Kavaka. Uh, Kavaka has been the one that focused more on material life. The Vedic teaching influenced the development of Buddhism. Uh, so in the Hinduism, the priests they specialize and handle special element of ritual. They focus on the truth of transmutation and repeated death or the birth cycle. Uh, they focus on the notion of permanent cell or permanent soul or Atman, and they focus on meditation and some sacred scripture of Upanishad. They have the contemplative techniques used to search for the freedom. And here is the general view about Indian philosophy. So here we have the Vedas we studied before, the early Veda, the late Vedas, between 3000 to 2000 BC, the Upanishad around 800 BC, is focused on the uh, philosophical synthesis of Vedas. It includes the meditation and the pranayama. Uh, so they are considered the Ashtat system. It includes six philosophy, the Nyaya, Vaisesika, Samkhya, Yoga. It focuses on the harmonies and control, the Mimamsa, and the Vedanta. So those are considered as the orthodox system, and the other system considered as the heterodox system between 650 to 400 BC. So they don't accept the authorities of the Vedas, like the philosophy of the Buddha, uh, philosophy of Jainism, philosophy of Kavaka, focus on materialism. So basically, Buddhism and Jainism believe in karma, uh, but the Kavaka, they don't believe that. They believe in materialism. They focus on this lifetime, and that's all. So the doctrine of karma is not founded in the Vedas, but it appears in early Upanishad. So here, later on in the 3rd century, the Yoga Sutra was developed by the Patanjali, uh, or what we call the Ashtanga Yoga. It includes the ethical spiritual practice. It focuses on the withdrawal of the senses. It focuses on the control and culture of the senses. So later on, they will be fully developed in the year 1000. And later on, according to some Buddhist scripture, uh, they were six uh, men samanas in the Pali Canyon. So this six uh, samanas appear in India during the Buddha times. So here the first one is the Purana Kassapa. It denies any reward or punishment for either good or bad deeds. So basically, they didn't believe in karma at all. The next one is Makali Goshala, or the Ajivika, or the fatalism. So they say that we are powerless. So our sufferings is predestinated. And the third one is Achita Kesha Kambali or Loikayata. So they focus on materialism. So they advocate to live happily. After that, everything is done or is annihilated. And the fourth is the Kadukam, the Kayayana, or the Sasam Tavanda, or what has been eternalism. That's mean matter, pleasure, pain, and the soul are eternal and do not interact. Um, the next one is the Nithanta or Nathaputa on Jainism. Is focused on the strength of the sense is be endowed with and cleansed by and suffers with the avoidance of all evil. So they focus on the strength in the sixth sense, and they focus on the practice of ascetic practice. Um, and the next one is the Sanyaya, or the Ajna, or the Agnosticism. So they focus on the principle that I don't think so. I don't think in that way or otherwise. I don't think not or not. So basically, they focus on the suspension of any judgment. So the first uh, Buddha main disciples like Shariputra and Moggallana, before they met the Buddha, they followed this set. And after they found out that there's no way for them to attain enlightenment from those teachings, that's why they gave up. And eventually they found the way to Buddha teaching. And both of them became the Buddha's main disciple. So these common features of the shamanic tradition during those time. So the first one is the Natika philosophy. So these are those school of thought that did not believe in the authorities of Vedas. So they were considered as the heterodox school of thought. And the next common feature is that they protest against the Brahmanism. So this movement emerged as a protest against the Brahminical ideas, uh, especially for the caste system, and they focus on less ritual. So in early times of Buddhist establishment, ritualism was not so profound in Buddhism and in Jainism too. So another common feature is that they open to all. So it did not require the priest or the brahmanas to perform elaborate ritual. So one can participate in any kind of ritual, uh, regardless of who they are. So this is not the privilege of one group of people. The last one, the emergence of the new physical idea, such as materialism, the doctrine of fatalism and karma. So those are the common features of the spiritual movement uh, in the 6th to the 4th century BC, including Buddhism.